Good morning. That's great. Everyone's awake. Well, all of our guests are actually quite jet lagged, so we're very pleased to start this early, which is midday for some of them who came from far away. Thank you for attending the inaugural annual forum of the Center for Asia-Pacific Resilience and Innovation, otherwise known as CAPRI. In the short period of time, if you search for CAPRI, you can almost find us in both Chinese and in English. We're delighted to see you all here in the room and from all over the world, online and in person. Welcome. For those of you who are online, we hope you'll come to next year's annual forum in Taipei. Thank you for joining us for the next few hours as we hear from experts from across the globe who will consider the challenges and opportunities the Asia-Pacific region faces in the post-pandemic era. CAPRI was established exactly 1 year ago and announced at the World Economic Forum. This annual forum not only marks our achievements over the last year, but also our fourth event as a nonprofit, nonpartisan, independent research organization focused on enhancing global resilience, promoting innovative governance, drawing from the experiences of the Asia-Pacific. 3 years after the world was first shaken by the COVID-19 pandemic, government, businesses, and the public are attempting to return to normalcy. As a post-pandemic mindset takes hold in policy communities, the Asia-Pacific region is poised to contribute to these efforts by sharing its successes, failures, and learnings across public health, economic dynamism, talent circulation, and sustainable growth, topics of our discussion today. CAPRI was founded precisely to conduct interdisciplinary research, policy-oriented research to address issues at the intersections of health, the economy, innovation, and sustainability, guided by its core values of integrity, independence, and inclusivity. Despite being only 1 year old, CAPRI has already achieved quite a lot. It has coordinated research in 10 countries across Asia-Pacific, collaborating with partners including the Brookings Institution, the Commission on Reform for Resilience, and a World Economic Forum initiative, the Partner for Health System Sustainability and Resilience. Much of the research abstract are available outside the hall for you to take a look at. If you're interested, everything can be downloaded on our website. Our mission is to provide open research to the public, to policymakers, to interested stakeholders around the world. Through these collaborations, CAPRI is ensuring the Asian perspective is incorporated in international research activities, placing the region squarely in the center of future discussions. We're also conducting research with a specific Asia-Pacific emphasis, including mental wellness and social resilience in the Asia-Pacific, and the role of misinformation, disinformation, and vaccine hesitancy in the region. And our keynote speaker will be touching on these important issues shortly. As well as conducting research, one of CAPRI's core purposes is to educate the public and policymakers, stimulating discussion on some of the most pressing issues facing the world today, breaking down silos of thought to produce practical, actionable policy recommendations. One way in which we achieve this is through our public programming, like today, convening experts from different fields, different countries, different continents, and different public and private sector to speak in Taipei and abroad. In 2023 alone, this is our fourth major public event. The year started with Matt and Ying Pottinger speaking here about the origins of COVID-19 and management of the pandemic, drawing on both of their experiences in advising the US government in early 2020. In March, we hosted a visit from Richard Bush, one of the most prominent experts on US-Taiwan relations, whose insights into Taiwan's domestic challenges captivated the local audience, which you saw in the video, at National Taiwan University Law School. And just last month, we hosted our very first US public event, partnering with the Miller Center of Public Affairs at the University of Virginia, where I currently teach and conduct research, and where I founded CAPRI. we had the privilege to host the chair of CAPRI's International Advisory Council and former Prime Minister of Australia and former colleague of mine, Malcolm Turnbull, and his wife, Lucy Turnbull, who was the Lord Mayor of Sydney. Drawing on both of their experiences working in local and national politics to consider democratic leadership, which we will dive into today. We have come a long way in 1 year. Of course, none of this would be possible without the dedication and encouragement, most importantly, the encouragement from our committed supporters around the world, including many of you in the audience who have been to every one of our events. I wish to thank Stan Shi, Daniel Tsai, and Irene Tsai for believing in the project and giving their considerable time and encouragement to help establish this center. Our founding donors, the Fubon Educational and Cultural Foundation, Acer, MediaTek, provided the funds to set up in Taipei, with the Fubon Foundation actually housing CAPRI and its staff in its early days. Since our founding, TSMC, UMC, Chen Yun Foundation, Jewish Taiwan Cultural Association, Wege Foundation, and Tongho Steel have also provided generous funding and active support. I am here to introduce our keynote speaker, whom I've been lucky enough to know for over a quarter century. He has provided unwavering encouragement for the establishment of an international think tank to be based here in Taipei to further promote a policy research network in the Asia Pacific. In 2020, Malcolm invited me to establish an Asia Pacific hub for the Reform for Resilience Commission, then based in London, with the UK parliamentarian George Freeman and Jose Manuel Barroso, the chairman of Gavi, who are also our council member of CAPRI. We then invited Harvard Chan School of Public Health to be our secretariat. Both Malcolm and I understood that if the commission were to be successful and to achieve the aims of building a more resilient, sustainable model of growth for the world in the wake of the COVID-19 challenge, Asia Pacific needed to have a stronger voice. It was from this start that CAPRI would emerge, placing the Asia Pacific experience at the center of policymaking and research to benefit the world. Finally, none of this would be possible without the dedicated staff CAPRI has been lucky enough to hire. Special thanks must be given to my very first employees who believed in this project before there was any sign that it was actually real. That included Cecilia Ying, Caroline Freed, Siwei Huang, and Alistair Lang, who is our MC today. They have been with me from the start, overcoming all the hurdles that CAPRI establishment has presented. In today's forum, you will hear from CAPRI's International Advisory Council members, its board of directors, and senior fellows who are contributors to CAPRI's ongoing research. Because the program is very tight and will end promptly at 1:30, we hope that you will look at our program to look at online the background of each of our speakers. We're all very fascinating. This past year has highlighted Asia Pacific's leadership, from its participation in the G20 and G7 meetings to its success in economic growth and pandemic recovery. The region is showing the world how we can emerge from these crises stronger and more resilient. For these important gatherings, CAPRI has put out statements in conjunction with other organizations to put out, again, the Asia Pacific voice. As policymakers move beyond the COVID-19 pandemic, our annual forum is showcasing both the achievement and work that still needs to be done to build more resilient societies. Across 6 sessions today, you will learn about the pressing challenges to Asia Pacific in resilience, with our experts offering not just the problems, but potential solutions as the region emerges from this latest crisis and prepares for future ones, which will surely come. And like the phoenix, both Asia and the world can rise from the ashes of the pandemic to build a more resilient, sustainable future for now and generations to come. I'd like to welcome my dear friend, Malcolm Turnbull.